Welcome back. Tonight, we drift through the sleepy streets of Bangkok. So wherever you are, however your day has been, you have nothing to do now but rest. There are no twists tonight, nothing to follow, nothing you need to remember in the morning. A city of incense smoke and gilded shrines, breathing slow under the thick night air. We'll drift slowly, in no hurry to be anywhere at all. If these journeys help you rest, you're welcome to follow along, but only if you'd like to. And if you're listening now, leave the name of your city and the time where you are. Wherever you're listening from, you're in good company tonight. So let yourself settle. Let your shoulders soften and let your eyes close whenever they're ready. Breathe in slowly. And let it go. There's no need to stay awake for any of this. Just let the streets of Bangkok come to you. The story of Bangkok begins with an ending. Before this city existed, the great capital of Siam was Ayutthaya. For 400 years, it was a place of incredible wealth and power. But in 1767, it was destroyed in a war with the Burmese. The city fell, and its treasures were lost. From these ashes a new kingdom had to rise. A general named Teksin gathered the survivors. He led them south, away from the ruins, to find a place to begin again. They settled first in Thonburi, on the west bank of the great Chao Phraya River. This desperate move to a new location was not just a change of address. It was the single event that set the stage for Bangkok's birth. The memory of Ayutthaya's fall would shape every decision that came next. A ghost that haunted the creation of the new capital. The new capital at Thonburi did not last long. After King Taksin, a new king named Ayutthaya came to power in 1782. He looked across the wide Chao Phraya River and saw a better place for a capital. The east bank was more secure. The river itself would become a great natural moat, protecting the city from attack. The memory of Ayutthaya's easy capture was still fresh. So he ordered the capital to be moved across the water. This decision created the city we know today. The royal court, the temples and the people all shifted to the east bank. Thonburi became the other side, the old shore. Modern Bangkok was founded on this strategic choice. It was a city born from a need for safety, with its back to a river that was both a highway and a wall, a source of life, and a line of defense. Before it was a grand capital, this place had a simple, local name. It was a small trading post, a village nestled in a bend of the river. The area was known for its fruit trees. People called it Bang Makok, which means village of olive plums. It was a humble name for a humble place. When the new capital was established, it was given a long and glorious ceremonial name. But foreign traders and sailors kept using the old familiar one. They continued to call their destination Bangkok. The name stuck. Over time, it became the common name for the city around the world. It's a quiet reminder of the city's origins. A sprawling metropolis of millions still carries the name of a small village, a place where wild plums once grew near the water's edge. The old name is a whisper of its simpler past. Shortly after the new capital was founded, a disaster struck. A great fire swept through the city in its very first year. The flames destroyed many of the early wooden buildings and homes. It must have felt like a terrible omen for the new kingdom. But for King Rama I, the fire offered an unexpected opportunity. It gave him a blank slate. He could now redesign the city from scratch, not just as a place to live, but as a reflection of the heavens. He planned the new city according to ancient Siamese beliefs about the universe. The Grand Palace was placed at the very center. It would be the divine heart of the kingdom. The fire, a moment of destruction, allowed for a more perfect creation. The city was reborn from its own ashes, laid out as a sacred map of cosmic order. To build the walls of the new capital, the king needed bricks. He found them in the ruins of the old one. Workers were sent to the fallen city of Ayutthaya. They salvaged bricks from the rubble of its once great temples and palaces. These materials were loaded onto boats and brought down river to Bangkok. The walls and forts of the new city were built with the remains of the old. This was more than just a practical choice. It was a powerful symbolic act. It was a way of carrying the legacy of the old kingdom into the new one. The spirit of Ayutthaya was physically embedded in the foundations of Bangkok. When you see the old city walls today, like the white Mahakan fort, you are looking at pieces of a lost city, a physical connection between the past and the present, a story of rebirth, told in brick and stone. The heart of old Bangkok is called Ratanakosin Island. But it is not a natural island. It was made by human hands as a clever defense. The city was built on a curve of the Chao Phraya River. To complete the defense, King Rama I ordered a canal to be dug. This canal, called Klong Rop Krung, connected the two ends of the river's bend. It created a perfect circle of water around the new capital. The river formed one side, and the new canal formed the other. This turned the city's core into a fortified island. The Grand Palace and major temples were all safely inside this watery fortress. It was a brilliant piece of strategic engineering. The city's most sacred spaces were protected not just by walls, but by the very water that gave the city its life, a man-made island at the center of a river kingdom. For much of its history, Bangkok was a city of water. It was built on a low, swampy delta, prone to flooding. So the people adapted. Instead of roads, they dug a vast network of canals, or klongs. These canals were the streets of the city. People lived in houses on stilts along the water. They traveled by boat. They shopped at floating markets. This watery lifestyle led European visitors to call Bangkok the Venice of the East. But it wasn't a romantic choice. It was a practical solution to living on land that was often more water than earth. The canals were the city's drainage system, its transportation network, and its social center, all in one. The rhythm of life was tied to the tides and the flow of the river. The city's identity was written in water, a liquid landscape of canals and boats. The city's shift from water to land began with a single road. In the 1860s, Western diplomats living in Bangkok made a request. They missed riding their horses and carriages, which was impossible in a city of canals. In response, King Rama IV ordered the construction of Charoen Krung Road. It was the city's first paved road, a modern marvel at the time. This road marked a major turning point. It began the process of filling in the canals to make way for streets and cars. The city started to look outwards, towards a new, land-based future. Charoen Krung became a hub of commerce and modern buildings. It set a new pattern for growth. The quiet, watery world of the Klongs began to give way to the noise and motion of a modern city, a transformation that started with one road built for horses. A piece of paper signed in 1855 changed the face of Bangkok forever. The Barring Treaty, signed with Great Britain, forced Siam to open up to free trade. This ended the king's control over the economy. Suddenly, Bangkok was connected to the global market. An economic boom followed. Foreign companies arrived and trade exploded, especially in rice and teak. To handle this new business, the city's waterfront was transformed. New ports and large rice mills were built along the Chao Phraya River. The river became a highway for commerce, crowded with steamships and barges. This treaty cemented Bangkok's role as a vital commercial hub in Southeast Asia. The city's skyline began to change, with the smokestacks of industry rising alongside the spires of temples. It was the beginning of Bangkok's identity as a city of business, a change driven by global forces. The economic boom of the 19th century needed an engine. That engine was people. The monarchy encouraged large-scale immigration from China to provide labor and business skills. Thousands of Chinese immigrants arrived in Bangkok, seeking new opportunities. They settled in an area called Samphong, just outside the original city walls. They were merchants, traders, and laborers. Their hard work and entrepreneurial spirit helped drive the city's commercial growth. The Samphong area grew into a dense, bustling neighborhood. It became the commercial heart of the city. Over time, this community evolved into the vibrant district we know today as Yaowarat, or Chinatown. The arrival of these immigrants fundamentally shaped Bangkok's economy and its culture. They built a city within a city, a place of incredible energy and commerce that remains a vital part of Bangkok's identity, a legacy of a deliberate policy of immigration. To truly unite the kingdom, Bangkok needed to be connected to the rest of the country. The answer was the railway. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, a national railway network was built. It was a massive undertaking. All the lines were designed to lead to one place: Bangkok. The Grand Hua Lamphong station became the central hub of this network. From here, you could travel to the far north, the deep south, and the eastern borders. The railway did more than just move people and goods. It consolidated Bangkok's power. It pulled the entire country towards the capital, making it the undisputed center of politics, economy, and culture. The provinces became reliant on the capital. The railway lines were like iron arteries, pumping the nation's wealth and resources into the heart of the city, securing its dominance for the next century. As Bangkok grew, its new roads needed names. The names chosen were not random. Many of the city's major avenues are named after the kings of the Chakri dynasty. You can drive down Rama I Road, Rama IV Road, or Rama V Road. This was a deliberate choice. It was a form of nation building, a way to write the story of the monarchy into the very map of the capital. Each road name is a reminder of the king who ruled during a period of modernization. It connects the physical growth of the city to the royal family that led it. Navigating Bangkok means speaking the names of its past rulers. The street signs are a subtle, constant lesson in history. They embed the monarchy's central role in creating modern Thailand into the daily life of every resident, turning a simple commute into a journey through the nation's past. In Bangkok, much of the most valuable land is not owned by individuals or companies. It is owned by the monarchy, managed by an institution called the Crown Property Bureau. This makes the Bureau one of the city's biggest landlords. Its decisions have had a huge impact on how Bangkok looks and feels. Entire districts have been shaped by the Bureau's choices about development and leases. The prime shopping area around Siam Square, for example, is built on its land. The grand malls and modern storefronts exist because of long-term leases granted by this powerful entity. This system of land ownership is a quiet force that has guided the city's growth for generations. It has determined where commercial centers rise, and what kind of development is allowed. The character of many neighborhoods is a direct result of the unseen hand of this royal institution. Sometimes a place's name is the only clue to its past. Today, Wang Lang Market is a crowded, chaotic place. It's full of students and shoppers looking for cheap clothes and food. But the name, Wang Lang, means rear palace. This busy market stands on the former grounds of a royal residence. It was the palace of the vice-king, a senior prince who was second in line to the throne. Its location was just behind the main Grand Palace, hence the name. The palace is long gone. There are no visible traces of its royal past. But the name remains, a ghost of what used to be here. The thousands of people who rush through the market's narrow alleys every day are walking on royal ground. The name is a quiet echo of a time when this was a place of princes and courtiers, not vendors and bargains. When the first European diplomats and traders arrived in the 19th century, they were not allowed to settle inside the city walls. They were given land along the river, south of the main capital. This created a distinct foreign quarter. It became the home of embassies, trading houses and churches. This history explains why so many of the oldest European-style buildings are found clustered in one area. The Bangkok district is still home to the historic French embassy and the Portuguese embassy. The city's first Western-style hotels and businesses also grew up here. This geographical separation created a unique neighborhood that was both part of Bangkok and separate from it. It was a window to the outside world. The elegant colonial-style architecture in this part of the city is a physical legacy of those early diplomatic relationships, a reminder of a time when foreigners lived at a polite distance. In the heart of Bangkok's modern business district lies a vast expanse of green. Lumpini Park is the city's most beloved green space. But a century ago, this area was not part of the city at all. It was an empty piece of royal land on the far outskirts of town. In 1925, King Rama VI made a generous decision. He donated this huge tract of land to the public, to be used as a park and fairground. At the time, it must have seemed very far away. But as Bangkok grew, the city expanded around it. The skyscrapers of Siloam and Wireless Road rose up, forming a dense wall of concrete and glass. The park that was once on the edge of the city now sits at its very core. It is a green lung, a peaceful oasis, a gift from a king that became essential to the well-being of a metropolis. Sukhumvit Road is one of Bangkok's longest and most important arteries. It stretches for hundreds of kilometers, all the way to the Cambodian border. But its life as a major city street is relatively new. It was originally just a highway to the coast. After World War II, development began to spread out from the city center. This road became a magnet for growth. An influx of expatriates and wealthy Thais moved into the area, building modern homes and apartments. Businesses followed. The growth was linear, sprawling for miles and miles along the road itself. This created a long, narrow corridor of commerce and residences. Unlike the old city, which grew from a central core, this part of Bangkok grew along a line. The road itself became the destination, shaping a new, modern spine for the expanding metropolis. The look of old Bangkok was defined by wood. Traditional houses were made from golden teak, which was beautiful but flammable. A series of major fires swept through the city in the early 20th century. These fires were devastating, destroying entire neighborhoods of wooden homes. In response, the city began to change. People started building with a new material, concrete. The concrete shophouse became the new standard. It was stronger, more durable, and, most importantly, fire-resistant. This was a practical decision, born from disaster. But it fundamentally changed the city's appearance and texture. The warm, intricate look of carved teak gave way to the solid, plain surfaces of concrete. The city became less vulnerable to fire, but it also lost a part of its visual soul. This shift in material altered the face of Bangkok, a change driven by the simple need for safety. During the Vietnam War, Bangkok became a place of rest and relaxation for American soldiers. The city was a major destination for troops on leave. This had a profound and lasting effect on the city's economy. It ignited the modern tourism and nightlife industries that define Bangkok for many people today. Areas like the Patpong district were completely transformed. What were once quiet residential streets became a world-famous entertainment zone. Bars, clubs and hotels sprang up to cater to the soldiers. This period created an international reputation for Bangkok that was both profitable and complicated. The R&R industry brought a huge influx of money and visitors. It set the city on a path to becoming a global tourism giant. The legacy of that era is still visible in the city's nightlife, and its complex relationship with foreign visitors, a modern identity forged in a time of war. By the 1990s, Bangkok was famous for one thing above all else: traffic. The city's streets were in a state of permanent gridlock. Commutes could take hours. This crippling crisis forced the city to look for a solution. The answer was to build above the problem. The BTS SkyTrain was born from this traffic nightmare. Its elevated tracks were built over the city's existing major roads. This was a clever way to add a new layer of transportation without tearing down buildings. The SkyTrain followed the main commercial corridors, like Sukhumvit and Silong. This reinforced the dominance of these areas. The land along the SkyTrain routes became even more valuable. The train not only solved a traffic problem, but it also reshaped the city's commercial geography. It created a new, elevated path through the city, changing how people moved and where they spent their money. Many cities have one single central downtown. Bangkok is different. It has several. There are distinct commercial centers like Siam, with its huge shopping malls. There is Ceylon, the financial district with its tall office towers. And there is Ayutthaya, another major hub of business and transport. This polycentric layout, with multiple centers, is a result of how the city grew. Instead of radiating outwards from a single historic core, Bangkok's growth followed the new roads and transit lines. Development exploded along major arteries like Sukhumvit Road and around the new SkyTrain stations. This created separate clusters of intense commercial activity. Each center has its own character and function. It makes the city feel like a collection of smaller cities joined together. To understand Bangkok, you have to understand that it has not one heart, but many, each beating with its own distinct rhythm. In 1997, a financial crisis that started in Thailand swept across Asia. In Bangkok, the booming economy came to a sudden and brutal halt. Construction projects stopped overnight. All across the city, the skeletons of unfinished skyscrapers were left to the elements. These became known as ghost towers. For years, they stood as silent monuments to the economic collapse. The most famous of these is the Sathorn Unique Tower. It was nearly complete when the money ran out. Its empty balconies and decaying concrete structure became a haunting landmark on the skyline. These towers were a physical scar on the city, a constant reminder of a time of incredible ambition, followed by a devastating crash. They showed how quickly fortunes could change. Even as the city recovered, these silent, empty giants remained, a powerful symbol of a dream that was left unfinished. There is a slow, invisible crisis happening beneath Bangkok's streets. The city is sinking. Every year, it sinks by 1 to 2 centimeters. This is a direct result of its original sin, being built on soft, swampy ground. The city rests on a thick layer of soft clay, like a house built on mud. For many years, this problem was made much worse by the city's rapid growth. During the 20th century, huge amounts of water were pumped from wells deep underground. This caused the clay to compress, and the land above it to sink. The practice has been reduced, but the sinking continues. It is a quiet, relentless threat. It increases the risk of flooding, and threatens the foundations of buildings. The very ground beneath this vibrant metropolis is slowly giving way, a consequence of its geography and its own history of growth. In 2011, Bangkok's vulnerability to water became terrifyingly clear. Massive floods swept down from the north, overwhelming the city's defenses. For weeks, huge areas of Bangkok were submerged. The water was not just a brief flash flood. It stayed, turning streets into rivers and neighborhoods into lakes. The disaster was a devastating reminder that this city is built on a floodplain. It showed that the modern infrastructure of skyscrapers and expressways was still at the mercy of the ancient waterways. The floods caused immense damage and disruption. they forced the city to completely rethink its relationship with water. It led to a major re-evaluation of floodwalls, canals, and water management systems. The 2011 floods were a harsh lesson. They showed that the old enemy, the water that the city was built to control, could still return with overwhelming force, reclaiming the land it once owned. While the world knows it as Bangkok, the city's real name is a poem. The full ceremonial name begins with Krung Thep Mahanakon, but it continues on for many more words. It is a beautiful string of Pali and Sanskrit terms. The name describes the city as a divine place, the home of gods. It calls it the great city of angels, the magnificent city of the 9 gems. It speaks of it as the happy city, impregnable, and the grand capital of the world. This name is not just a title. It is a reflection of the deep beliefs that shaped the city's founding. It connects the physical city to a celestial one. It frames the capital as a sacred space, a reincarnation of a heavenly kingdom on earth. The long name is a piece of poetry that holds the city's spiritual identity, a declaration of its divine purpose and its royal heart. From across the river, the tall spire of Wat Arun, the Temple of Dawn, seems to glow. If you get closer, you can see that its surface is not painted. It is covered in a beautiful, intricate mosaic. The pieces of this mosaic are not precious jewels. They are bits of broken Chinese porcelain. In the 19th century, ships sailing from China to Bangkok needed weight to keep them stable. They used cheap, heavy porcelain as ballast. When the ships arrived in Bangkok, the ballast was no longer needed and was discarded. But instead of being thrown away, these broken plates and bowls were collected. Artisans used them to decorate the temple. They turned worthless fragments into a work of sacred art. The spire of Wat Arun tells a quiet story of trade and transformation. It is a monument built from the leftovers of commerce, a beautiful pattern made from broken things. Inside a long, quiet hall at Wat Pho lies a figure of immense scale. The reclining Buddha is 46 meters long, covered in gold leaf. It is so enormous that it feels like it barely fits in the building. That's because it doesn't. The statue was built first, out in the open. Only after the colossal golden figure was complete did the workers build the hall, or vihan, around it. The building was constructed to house the Buddha, not the other way around. You can feel this as you walk alongside it. The pillars are close to the statue's body. The space feels compressed by its sheer size. It's a strange and wonderful thought. This peaceful, reclining giant was here first, and the beautiful, ornate building that protects it is just a shelter, a custom-made case built to contain a sacred treasure that was too big for any existing room. One of the most recognizable landmarks of old Bangkok is the Golden Mount at Wat Saket. It is a beautiful green man-made hill, with a golden spire on top. But this hill was born from a failure. In the early 19th century, King Rama III tried to build a massive stupa, or chedi, on this spot. The ground here, however, is the soft clay of the river delta. The huge structure was too heavy. It collapsed under its own weight, creating a large mound of rubble and earth. For years, the mound was left abandoned, overgrown with weeds. Later, another king decided to use this accidental hill. He reinforced it and built a smaller, golden chedi on the summit. The Golden Mount is not a natural feature. It is a monument built on the ruins of a failed dream, a beautiful structure rising from a foundation of collapse. In a quiet corner of the old city, stands a building unlike any other. It is the Loha Prasat, or Metal Castle, at Wat Ratchanatharam. It is a square multi-layered structure, topped with 37 sharp, black metal spires. This building is the last of its kind in the entire world. Two other similar structures once existed in India and Sri Lanka, but they are long gone. The design is deeply symbolic. The 37 spires represent the 37 virtues that a person must cultivate to reach enlightenment in Buddhism. At night, the castle is illuminated, its dark spires standing in stark, geometric contrast against the sky. It doesn't look like a typical Thai temple. It has a severe, almost modern beauty. It is a quiet, powerful reminder of the path to wisdom, its lessons written in the language of architecture, a unique treasure of the Buddhist world. In a large square in front of Wat Saket stands a simple, enormous red frame. This is the giant swing. It is all that remains of a dramatic and dangerous ceremony. For many years, this was the site of a Brahmin ritual held to honor the god Shiva. Teams of young men would ride the swing, soaring high into the air. A bag of gold coins was hung from a tall pole nearby. The goal was to swing high enough to grab the bag of gold with their teeth. Many men were injured or killed trying to perform this incredible feat. The ceremony was finally banned in 1935 because it was too dangerous. Today, the swing stands empty and silent. It is a stark, beautiful piece of sculpture, a monument to a ritual of extreme faith and courage that the city decided it could no longer risk. When Bangkok was founded, it was a fortified city. A high wall was built around the new capital, punctuated by 14 defensive forts. Over the centuries, as the city grew and the threat of invasion faded, most of these walls and forts were torn down to make way for roads and buildings. Today, only 2 of the original 14 forts remain. The most beautiful is Phra Suman Fort. It is a white, octagonal structure with battlements on top. It sits peacefully in a small, green park right next to the Chao Phraya River. It is no longer a tool of war. It is a quiet, historical landmark. Children play on the grass around it, and people relax on benches, watching the river flow by. It is a gentle relic from a more violent time, a piece of the old fortress city resting calmly within the modern metropolis. In the quiet, leafy Dusit Palace complex once stood a remarkable building. The Vimenmek Mansion was the largest golden teakwood building in the world. But it was not originally built here. In an incredible feat of engineering and logistics, the entire mansion was moved. It was first constructed on an island far down the coast. In 1901, King Rama V decided he wanted it in Bangkok. So the building was carefully dismantled, piece by piece. Every plank and pillar was numbered. The pieces were then transported to the capital, and painstakingly reassembled in their current location. It was like solving the world's largest and most complicated wooden puzzle. The result was a seamless reconstruction. The mansion stood for over a century as a testament to the incredible skill of Thai craftsmen, a building that traveled from the sea to the city without leaving a single piece behind. The Bangkok National Museum is a vast complex of beautiful traditional buildings. It holds the country's most important collection of art and artifacts. But the buildings themselves have their own story. This was not originally a museum. The grounds were once the site of the Front Palace, or Wang Na. This was the official residence of the Vice King, the designated heir to the throne. The architecture here deliberately echoes the style of the main Grand Palace, which is nearby. You can see the same multi-tiered roofs, the same ornate decorations. But everything is on a slightly smaller, less grand scale. It was a palace, built to be second best. Walking through the museum grounds today, you are walking through the halls of a former shadow court. The art and history on display are housed within a piece of history itself, a palace that was built for a king in waiting. Bangkok's tallest building is a startling piece of modern architecture. The King Power Mahanakhon Tower doesn't look like a normal skyscraper. It appears to be dissolving into the sky. The architect designed it with a spiral of pixelated cubes that seem to be carved out of the smooth glass facade. This creates a twisting, three-dimensional ribbon that wraps around the building. It makes the solid structure look incomplete or digital, like an image that is still loading. From a distance it looks as if parts of the tower are missing. It's a playful and disorienting effect. The building is a bold statement in a city full of skyscrapers. It rejects the simple, smooth lines of most towers. Instead, it embraces a feeling of digital decay and transformation, a glass giant that seems to be breaking apart and floating away into the clouds. On the skyline of Bangkok, one building is instantly recognizable by its crown. The State Tower, a tall, cream-colored skyscraper, is topped by a massive golden dome. The dome is 30 meters high, a gleaming, neoclassical feature that stands out from the modern glass towers around it. It is visible from all across the city, a golden beacon on the horizon. This dome is not just for decoration. It houses one of the world's most famous rooftop bars, Sirocco. After being featured in a popular Hollywood movie, the bar and the dome became international icons. They represent a certain kind of Bangkok luxury and glamour. The dome is a piece of deliberate, theatrical architecture. It was designed to be seen to be a landmark. It gives the building a sense of classical grandeur, a golden crown placed on top of a modern concrete giant, watching over the city below. Near the busy Siam Square shopping area, a bridge crosses over the Siam Siap Canal. It's an elegant, white bridge with ornate decorations. If you look closely at the railings, you will see that they are decorated with the heads of elephants. The bridge is called Hua Chang, which means Elephant Head Bridge. The name is not a coincidence. It is a subtle nod to the history of this specific location. Long ago, before the malls and the SkyTrain, there was a royal elephant stable nearby. The bridge was on the path that led to it. The elephants are gone, and the stable has vanished. But the bridge remembers. The small, sculpted elephant heads on its railings are a quiet tribute to the great animals that once walked this land. It's a small detail, easily missed in the rush of the city, a piece of history hidden in plain sight. The most infamous building in Bangkok is one that has never been finished. The Sathorn Unique Tower is a 49-story skyscraper that stands empty and decaying. Construction was well underway in the 1990s, a symbol of the city's booming economy. It was designed to be a luxury apartment building with incredible views. But when the 1997 financial crisis hit, all work stopped. The tower was left more than 80% complete. For decades, it has been slowly rotting, its concrete structure exposed to the rain and sun. It has become the city's most prominent ghost tower. Its empty balconies and hollow window frames are a haunting presence on the skyline. It is a massive vertical ruin, a powerful and melancholy landmark of economic collapse. It stands as a silent warning of how quickly fortunes can be lost, a dream of luxury left to crumble. As you ride the train out of central Bangkok, you will see a strange and monumental ruin. Lining the tracks for miles are rows of massive grey concrete pillars. They are thick and imposing, covered in graffiti and overgrown with vines. These pillars are the remains of the Hopewell project. It was a hugely ambitious plan from the 1990s to build an elevated highway and rail system above the existing train lines. But the project was plagued by problems and collapsed in the wake of the 1997 financial crisis. It was never finished. The pillars were all that was built. They have been standing there for decades, a silent, concrete forest. People sometimes call them Bangkok's Stonehenge. They are a monument to a failed vision, a ghostly reminder of a future that never arrived, a line of modern ruins stretching through the city. On the bank of the Chao Phraya River, a grand old building sits in a state of beautiful decay. This is the old customs house. It was built in the late 19th century in a grand European style. For many years it was the gateway to Siam. Every visitor and all goods arriving by sea had to pass through this building. It was the first thing they saw of the kingdom, a symbol of its wealth and modernity. But as the city changed, the customs house was abandoned. For decades it was left to crumble. Its windows were boarded up, and its fine stucco work fell away. It became a haunting, romantic ruin on the waterfront. Now, there are plans to restore it and turn it into a luxury hotel. But for a long time, it has been a ghost of the city's past, a place of faded grandeur, watching the modern river traffic pass by. In a grassy field in a quiet part of the city, lies a strange and surreal graveyard. It is not a graveyard for people, but for aeroplanes. Here, the decaying bodies of several large jets sit in the open air. The centerpiece is the massive fuselage of a Boeing 747, its paint peeling and its engines gone. Other smaller planes lie in pieces around it. These are decommissioned aircraft, brought here to be stripped for parts and scrap metal. A few families have even made their homes inside the hollowed-out fuselages. It is a strange sight, these giants of the sky brought down to earth, and left to be taken apart by time and salvage crews. The field is a private, unofficial resting place for these machines. It's a bizarre, accidental sculpture park, a place where the technology of flight comes to a slow and quiet end. If you look carefully at the sides of older buildings in Chinatown, you can see faint whispers of the past. These are ghost signs. They are old, hand-painted advertisements for businesses that are long gone. The sun and rain have faded the paint, but the words and images are still there, like faint memories on the brick. You might see an ad for an old brand of soap, or a medicine that no one has heard of for 50 years. The signs are in both Thai and Chinese, reflecting the history of the neighborhood. Each one is a small piece of commercial archaeology. They tell the story of what people bought and sold in these streets decades ago. They are a quiet, accidental record of the area's bustling past. Most people walk right by them without a glance, but they are there, a faded layer of history on the city's skin. On some of the city's older shophouses, you can find another kind of ghost. Faded advertisements for soft drinks like Birellis are still visible on the walls. The colors are washed out, but the distinctive logos can still be read. These signs are relics of a specific time, the post-World War II era. This was when American culture began to have a strong influence on Thailand. GIs brought a taste for new products, and American brands started to appear in the market. Birellis, an orange-flavored drink, was very popular for a time. The ads were painted directly onto the buildings, a common practice back then. The drink itself has mostly vanished from memory, but its advertisements remain. They are quiet reminders of a time of cultural change, a moment when a new Western-influenced consumer society was just beginning to take shape in Bangkok. In a small alley near the Golden Mount, you can hear a sound that has almost vanished from Bangkok. It is the rhythmic tap-tap-tap of hammers on metal. This is Ban Bat, the last community in the city that still makes monks' alms bowls by hand. The craft has been passed down here from generation to generation, since the city was founded in the 18th century. The bowls, called bat, are an essential item for every Buddhist monk. In this small lane, several families continue the tradition. They skillfully hammer pieces of steel together to form the perfect, curved shape of the bowl. It is a slow, painstaking process. In a city that has embraced mass production, Ban Bat is a small island of traditional craftsmanship. The sound of the hammers is the heartbeat of a community dedicated to keeping an ancient and sacred art alive. Hidden in plain sight between two of Bangkok's most popular parks is a secret corridor. It's called the Green Bridge. It is an elevated path for pedestrians and cyclists that connects Lumpini Park with the newer Benjikiti Park. The bridge runs for more than a kilometer, high above a canal and several busy local roads. Few tourists know about it. It is a quiet, peaceful route, used mostly by locals. The path is painted green, and it is lined with trees and plants. Walking along it, you can almost forget you are in the middle of a huge city. You can see the tops of the skyscrapers peeking through the foliage, but the noise of the traffic below is distant. It is a rare piece of infrastructure designed for quiet movement, a green ribbon that stitches two parks together, offering a moment of calm above the chaos. The area around Siam Square is one of the busiest shopping districts in the world. Above ground, it is a chaotic mix of shoppers, students and traffic. But beneath the surface, there is another layer to the city. A network of clean, quiet, air-conditioned underpasses connects the major shopping malls and the SkyTrain stations. This hidden system allows people to move from place to place, without ever stepping outside into the heat and noise. These tunnels are more than just walkways. They are lined with small shops and cafes. They are a cool, calm, subterranean world. You can walk for long distances, crossing under major roads, all in the comfort of the air conditioning. It is a modern, practical solution to the city's climate and congestion. It's a secret layer of movement, a city beneath the city that many visitors never even know exists. At the chaotic Pathumwan intersection stands a building that offers a sense of calm and order. The Bangkok Art and Culture Center, or BACC, is a striking piece of modern design. From the outside it is a large, curved white building. But its true beauty is on the inside. The entire building is constructed around a vast circular atrium that soars 9 stories high. A wide, spiral ramp slowly ascends along the edge of this atrium. As you walk up the ramp, you pass by the entrances to the various galleries. The journey itself becomes part of the experience. The pure white space and the gentle curving path create a feeling of an endless peaceful journey through art. It is a stark and wonderful contrast to the noise and traffic of the intersection just outside its doors. It is a quiet white spiral of calm in the heart of the city's chaos. The Democracy Monument sits in the middle of a huge, busy traffic circle. It is a powerful and complex piece of political sculpture. Every part of its design is filled with symbolism. The monument commemorates the 1932 revolution, which ended absolute monarchy in Siam. It has 4 large, curved wings that look like feathers. Each wing is 24 meters tall, representing June 24th, the date the revolution took place. In the center, a sculpture holds the Constitution. This central element sits on a base that is surrounded by 75 small cannonballs. These represent the Buddhist year 2475, which corresponds to the year 1932. The monument is not just a statue. It is a story told in numbers and symbols. It is a permanent, public declaration of a pivotal moment in the nation's history. A lesson in civics written in stone and steel. Chulalongkorn University is the oldest and one of the most prestigious universities in Thailand. Its campus has many beautiful historic buildings. The most iconic of these is the Maha Chulalongkorn building, the original main hall. It is a grand classical structure with elegant colonnades and a traditional Thai roof. But it holds a hidden tribute to its royal founder, King Vajirabhut. The king named the university after his father, King Chulalongkorn. The master plan for the campus was designed with a secret detail. When seen from directly above, the layout of the main building and its surrounding pathways is said to resemble the shape of the Thai characters that form King Chulalongkorn's name. It is a tribute hidden in the very blueprint of the university. A mark of respect to a beloved king, written on the land itself, visible only from the sky. At one of Bangkok's busiest intersections stands a small, crowded shrine. The Erawan shrine is always surrounded by worshippers, incense smoke, and traditional dancers. It feels ancient and deeply sacred. But it is actually a very modern creation. It was not part of an old temple. It was built in 1956. At the time, a luxury hotel, the Erawan Hotel, was being constructed next door. The project was plagued by a series of strange and unfortunate accidents. The workers were spooked. An astrologer was consulted. He advised that the land spirits were angry and needed to be appeased. So, the shrine was hastily built to honor the Hindu god Brahma. The accidents stopped. The shrine quickly became one of the most revered places in the city, far more famous than the hotel it was built to protect. It is a place of powerful belief, born from modern construction anxiety. Inside the Siriraj Hospital, there is a museum that is not for the faint of heart. The Siriraj Medical Museum is often called the Museum of Death. It is not a place of entertainment. It is a serious educational facility for medical students. But its collections are famously grim. The museum houses a vast number of anatomical specimens. There are skeletons, organs preserved in formaldehyde, and exhibits on parasites and forensic science. Perhaps most famously, it displays the preserved bodies of several infamous criminals. These grim exhibits are used to teach students about anatomy, pathology, and the effects of violence on the human body. It is a quiet, sterile, and unsettling place. It offers a direct and unflinching look at the physical realities of life and death. It is a hidden corner of the city where science confronts the darkest aspects of human existence. Just as the first light touches the city, a quiet and ancient ritual unfolds. Monks in bright saffron robes begin to walk silently through the residential alleys, or swar. This is the morning alms round, known as takbat. They walk barefoot, carrying their round alms bowls. Local residents wait for them by their front gates. As the monks pass, the people place offerings into their bowls. It might be a scoop of freshly cooked rice, a small bag of curry, or some fruit. The exchange is done in silence, and with great respect. It is not charity. It is a way for lay people to make merit, to support the monastic community. This simple, daily act connects the spiritual and everyday worlds. It is a gentle, rhythmic start to the day, a moment of peace and devotion that happens all across the city, before the noise and traffic begin. Twice a day, the entire city of Bangkok takes a collective pause. At 8 in the morning and again at 6 in the evening, the Thai national anthem plays from speakers in public spaces. In a city defined by constant motion, this is a remarkable moment. On the busy platforms of the SkyTrain, commuters stop in their tracks and stand still. In parks and markets, conversations halt. people on the sidewalk stop walking. For the duration of the song, a strange and powerful stillness takes over. It is a shared, city-wide ritual of respect. You can feel the shift in energy, a sudden quiet that falls over the urban landscape. Then, as the last note fades, the motion instantly returns. The city's rhythm picks up exactly where it left off, as if nothing happened. It is a brief, daily reset for the entire metropolis. The Chao Phraya River is the city's main artery, and its pulse is the sound of the express boat. The rhythmic roar of the long-tail boat engine is a defining sound of Bangkok. It's a loud, raw and powerful noise that echoes across the water. Along with the engine, there is the sharp, shrill whistle of the ticket collector. These women and men move skillfully along the narrow, outer edge of the crowded boat, even as it speeds through the water. They shake a long metal canister full of coins to get passengers' attention. The combination of the roaring engine, the whistle and the clatter of coins is the daily soundtrack for thousands of commuters. It is the sound of the city's aquatic circulatory system at work. It's a rough, energetic and efficient rhythm, the heartbeat of the river that has always been the true center of Bangkok. In a city famous for its traffic jams, there is one group of people who can always keep moving. These are the motorcycle taxi drivers. You can see them gathered at the entrance to every major soi or side street. They are easy to spot in their brightly colored, numbered vests, usually orange or green. They are the masters of navigating Bangkok's gridlock. They can weave through lines of stopped cars, zip down narrow alleys, and get you where you need to go, with terrifying speed and efficiency. For many locals, they are an essential part of daily life, a vital high-speed circulatory system for the city. The sight of them waiting patiently on their bikes at the corner is a constant feature of the streetscape. They are a symbol of the city's restless energy and its ability to find a way around any obstacle. Walking on a Bangkok sidewalk is a skill. It is an unspoken dance that everyone learns. The sidewalks are not just for walking. They are also kitchens, storefronts, and parking spots. Pedestrians must navigate a constantly changing obstacle course. You have to weave around a food cart with its steaming noodles, sidestep a utility pole that is placed in the middle of the path, and flow around a group of people who have stopped to chat. It looks like chaos, but it has its own internal logic. There is a fluid, continuous motion to it. People instinctively adjust their path, moving in a collective, unchoreographed dance. It is a perfect example of the city's flexible and improvisational nature. The sidewalk is a shared, contested space, and navigating it successfully is a small, daily performance of urban adaptation. It is a rhythm of constant small adjustments. For the millions of people who ride the BTS SkyTrain every day, there is a small, comforting sound that marks the rhythm of their commute. Just before the train doors slide shut at each station, a gentle three-note chime plays over the speakers. It is a simple, melodic warning. It is a modern sound, but it has become as much a part of the city's soundscape as temple bells, or the roar of a tuk-tuk. In a city that can often feel chaotic and unpredictable, this little chime is a moment of perfect order. It is always the same. It is always on time. It is a small, reassuring signal that the system is working. For many commuters, it is the gentle metronome that counts out their daily journey across the city, a quiet, predictable rhythm in the heart of the urban rush. In front of nearly every building in Bangkok, from the tallest skyscraper to the humblest home, you will find a small, ornate structure on a pedestal. This is a Sanphra Phum, or spirit house. It is a tiny palace, built for the spirits of the land, who were disturbed when the building was constructed. To keep these spirits happy, a small daily ritual unfolds across the city. Each morning, people leave offerings at the spirit house. They light sticks of incense, which send fragrant smoke into the air. They leave fresh flowers, often beautiful jasmine garlands. And very often, they leave a small bottle of red, strawberry-flavored Fanta. The bright red color is considered auspicious. This daily act of respect is a constant, quiet rhythm of the city. It is a way of acknowledging the unseen world that exists alongside the modern one. The most common gesture you will see in Bangkok is the "Wai." It is a beautiful and graceful greeting, made by pressing the palms together, as if in prayer. But the way is much more than a simple hello. It is a subtle and complex social language, spoken without words. The precise meaning of the gesture is communicated by the height of the hands, and the depth of the bow. A way to a friend will be different from a way to an elder or a monk. The higher the hands, the more respect is being shown. It is a constant, silent negotiation of status, age and politeness. You see it everywhere, in shops, in offices, on the street. It is a continuous, rhythmic expression of the Thai cultural emphasis on respect and social harmony. It is a quiet dance of hands that orders the city's social world. As the sun begins to set and the workday ends, a city-wide transformation takes place. Around 5 in the evening, sidewalks all over Bangkok turn into impromptu restaurants. Street food vendors, who have been preparing all day, roll out their carts. They set up small plastic tables and tiny stools on the pavement. Office workers, their ties loosened, gather at these tables. They order cheap, delicious, and freshly cooked meals. The air fills with the sounds of sizzling woks and the smells of garlic, chili, and lime. It is like a massive, decentralized dinner party that happens every night. This sidewalk dining culture is the heart of the city's culinary life. It is a daily ritual that brings people together, It is a rhythm of plastic chairs on pavement, of shared meals under the warm glow of a single light bulb on a food cart. Pad Thai is perhaps the most famous Thai dish in the world. You can find it in restaurants from New York to London. But this beloved national dish is not an ancient recipe. It is a surprisingly modern invention. Pad Thai was created in the 1940s by the Thai government. At the time, the country was led by a nationalistic prime minister who wanted to build a strong, modern Thai identity. He promoted the consumption of rice noodles to reduce domestic rice consumption for export. He also wanted to create a national dish that was unique and hygienic. A contest was held, and a new noodle dish was chosen and promoted across the country. The government even gave out the recipe. Pad Thai is not just food. It is the result of a political campaign, a delicious piece of nation building that you can still buy on any street corner. In a simple open-air shophouse in the old part of Bangkok, a remarkable nightly ritual takes place. A woman in her 70s named Jay Fei stands over two blazing charcoal fires. She wears a wool hat and a pair of ski goggles to protect her eyes from the intense heat and oil. With incredible speed and precision, she cooks. This is not ordinary street food. Jay Fei is a culinary legend, the only street food vendor in the city to earn a prestigious Michelin star. People wait for hours to taste her creations. Her most famous dish is a crab omelette, a golden parcel packed with an incredible amount of fresh crab meat. The sight of her at her woks, silhouetted against the flames, is one of the iconic images of Bangkok's food scene. It is a rhythm of fire, skill and dedication, producing world-class food in the humblest of settings. After midnight in Bangkok, when the bars are closing and the city is growing quiet, a different kind of dining scene comes to life. This is the hour of Kotom. These are simple, bustling restaurants that specialize in a comforting boiled rice soup. The soup itself is plain. The magic comes from the huge variety of small side dishes that you order with it. There might be salty preserved duck eggs, spicy stir-fried morning glory, or savory minced pork with olives. It is the quintessential late-night meal for Thais. Groups of friends gather at tables, sharing dishes and winding down the night. The gentle clink of spoons in ceramic bowls is the main sound. It is a slow, comforting rhythm, a final, savory note at the end of a long day. It's the city's way of saying good night, one spoonful of warm rice soup at a time. Bangkok's largest flower market, Pak Klong Talat, is open 24 hours a day. But its true rhythm begins long after most of the city has gone to sleep. The market truly comes alive in the dead of night. The hours between 2 and 4 in the morning are a scene of beautiful, frantic activity. This is when trucks arrive from farms all over the country. They unload mountains of fresh flowers. The air becomes thick with the scent of jasmine, orchids and roses. Under the harsh fluorescent lights, vendors sort through huge piles of bright yellow marigolds and delicate lotus buds. Wholesalers rush to buy the best flowers for the day's sales. It is a noisy, colorful, and fragrant chaos. This nocturnal rhythm is the hidden heartbeat of the market. It ensures that by dawn, the city's shrines, hotels, and homes will have their fresh flowers for the day. As dusk falls over Bangkok, a modern city ritual begins. All across the city, people start to ascend. They take elevators up to the tops of tall buildings, seeking out the city's many rooftop bars. As you rise above the streets, the chaotic energy of the traffic and crowds begins to fade away. It is replaced by a serene, elevated calm. You step out into the warm evening air, with a cool drink in your hand. Below you, the city transforms into a glittering carpet of lights. The ritual is about watching this transformation. It's about seeing the city's lights ignite one by one, stretching out to the horizon. It is a moment of quiet observation, a way to appreciate the vastness and beauty of the metropolis from a peaceful distance. It's a modern rhythm of escape and perspective, a way to rise above the city while still being part of it. As the evening air begins to cool, a strange and joyful ritual takes place in Lumpini Park. Hundreds of people of all ages gather in large open spaces. Loud pop music starts blasting from portable speakers. Then, in unison, they all begin to do aerobics. These massive, open-air exercise classes are a daily feature of the park. The sight is surreal. A huge crowd of people, moving together, following the instructions of an instructor on a small stage. They are framed by the silhouettes of the skyscrapers that surround the park. It is a public health initiative that has turned into a beloved social event. It is a moment of collective energy and joy. The rhythm is infectious, a mix of Thai pop songs and synchronized movements. It's a wonderful, slightly bizarre spectacle of community fitness, in the heart of the city. At any Muay Thai boxing match, there are two battles happening. One is in the ring, between the fighters. The other is in the corner, between the musicians. The hypnotic, driving music that accompanies every fight is not just background noise. It is a crucial part of the ritual. A small ensemble of 4 musicians plays traditional instruments, a Javanese clarinet, drums, and cymbals. The music is called the bus sarama. It begins slowly and respectfully during the pre-fight ritual dance. As the fight begins, the tempo accelerates. The music rises and falls, with the action in the ring. It gets faster, and more intense as the fighters trade blows. It is the unchanging soundtrack to the sport. The frantic, rhythmic pulse of the music is as essential to the experience of Muay Thai as the physical combat itself. On weekends, a huge section of northern Bangkok transforms into a city within a city. This is the Chatuchak Weekend Market. It is one of the largest markets in the world, with thousands of stalls packed into a labyrinth of narrow alleys. The rhythm here is not one of rushing. It is a slow, meandering shuffle. Huge crowds of people move gently through the maze, their pace dictated by the density of the crowd and the constant discoveries. You turn a corner and find a section selling vintage jeans. You turn another and find exotic fish or handmade jewelry. The air is a mix of smells, from incense to coconut ice cream. The experience is about getting lost and letting the market guide you. It is a weekend ritual of exploration and commerce, a slow, rhythmic tide of humanity flowing through a universe of things to buy. One of the most constant sensory notes of Bangkok is a sweet, heavy floral scent. It is the smell of Phuang Malai. These are intricate, beautiful garlands, hand-woven from fresh jasmine buds, roses, and other flowers. You see them everywhere. They are sold by vendors who walk between cars stopped in traffic. They are piled high at market stalls. They are a fundamental part of daily life and ritual. People buy them to leave as offerings at spirit houses and temples. They hang them from the rear-view mirrors of their cars and taxis for good luck and a pleasant smell. The act of making them is a delicate skill, a rhythmic weaving of flowers and thread. The scent of jasmine is a constant presence in the city, a fragrant thread that connects the sacred and the profane, the temple and the traffic jam. For 9 days every autumn, a new color scheme takes over parts of Bangkok. Bright yellow flags with red writing appear on streets and in front of restaurants. This signals the start of the annual vegetarian festival, or Jinjay. For those who participate, it is a time of purification. They abstain from meat, poultry, seafood, and certain strong-smelling vegetables. The city's culinary rhythm shifts. Street food stalls, especially in Chinatown, switch their entire menu to vegan-only dishes. You can find an incredible variety of creative meat substitutes, made from tofu, mushrooms, and soy protein. The yellow flags guide believers to places where they can find pure, festival-approved food. It is a city-wide ritual of cleansing, a time when a significant portion of the population changes its diet in unison, following the bright yellow signs of faith. On almost every street corner in Bangkok, you will find people selling dreams. These are the lottery ticket vendors. They are a fixture of city life, easily recognized by their distinctive wooden briefcases that fold out to display rows of colorful tickets. The national lottery is drawn twice a month, and it is a national obsession. The choice of which ticket to buy is rarely random. People look for numbers that have a personal meaning. They might choose a number based on a dream they had, the license plate of a car in an accident, or some other perceived omen. The days leading up to the draw are filled with a quiet hum of speculation and hope. The vendors are the keepers of these hopes, the providers of a small, inexpensive chance at a completely different life. It is a city-wide ritual of chance and superstition. On the birthdays of senior members of the royal family, the city of Bangkok visibly transforms. The love and respect for the monarchy becomes a public performance. All across the city, public spaces and government buildings are decorated with large portraits of the royal in question. Thai flags are flown everywhere, alongside flags that are the color associated with that royal. In the evening, a quiet and beautiful ritual takes place. Huge crowds of people gather in public squares, especially the large field of Sanam Luang in front of the Grand Palace. As darkness falls, they are given candles. Then, in a massive, coordinated ceremony, they light the candles together. The result is a breathtaking sea of tiny flames, held by a silent, reverent crowd. It is a powerful, visual expression of national unity and devotion to the crown. The Thai New Year festival Songkran is a period of joyous chaos. For 3 days, the entire city turns into a massive water fight. People armed with water guns and buckets drench anyone they see. It is a city-wide ritual of cleansing and celebration. But there is a unique quietness that comes in the aftermath. On the morning after the festival ends, the streets are silent. They are still wet, littered with the colorful plastic remnants of broken water guns and empty water bottles. The city feels washed clean, calm, and slightly hungover. The air is cool and fresh. It is a moment of profound peace after days of high-energy celebration. The silence is broken only by the sound of street sweepers cleaning up the debris. It is the quiet rhythm of the reset, the calm after the storm, before the city's normal pace of life returns. The floating markets near Bangkok are one of the most iconic images of Thailand. But their rhythm has changed completely over time. Markets like Dam Noon Saduak were once the centers of local life. Farmers would paddle their boats filled with fresh produce and goods to sell to local villagers. It was a genuine water-based economy. Today, the rhythm is different. The main purpose of these markets is no longer local commerce. It is tourism. The canals are crowded with boats carrying tourists, not locals. The vendors in their own boats now sell souvenirs, hats and cold drinks instead of just vegetables. The entire experience has become a kind of choreographed performance for visitors. It is a living piece of history that has adapted to a new economic reality. The old rhythm of local trade has been replaced by the new rhythm of the global travel industry. Before you can ride in one of Bangkok's famous tuk-tuks, you must participate in a small, daily ritual. It is the negotiation of the fare. There are no meters in a tuk-tuk. So, a price must be agreed upon before the journey begins. This negotiation is a kind of street theater. The driver will quote a price. The passenger, if they have some experience, will offer a lower one. There is a practiced, often friendly, back and forth. There might be some smiling, some shaking of the head, some feigned disappointment. But it almost always ends in a compromise, a price somewhere in the middle, that both parties can accept. The deal is sealed with a nod and a smile. Then, and only then, does the passenger get in, and the noisy, thrilling journey begins. It is a small, human interaction that is a fundamental rhythm of the city's streets. As night falls on Bangkok, the sounds of the city change. The roar of traffic begins to soften. In the quieter residential neighborhoods, a new sound emerges. It is the loud, distinctive and slightly startling call of the tokay gecko. This is not the gentle chirp of a small lizard. The tokay is a large gecko, and its call is a full-throated two-part croak that sounds like it is shouting its own name, tokay. Tokay. The sound is a familiar part of the night for anyone who lives here. It punctuates the urban hum with a sudden wild cry. It is a reminder that even in this dense, man-made environment, nature has its own rhythms. The call of the gecko is a natural clock, a sound that marks the transition from evening to deep night, a wild voice calling out from the shadows of the city. The city that the world knows as Bangkok has a secret. Its real name is much, much longer. The full ceremonial name, which begins Krong Thep Mahanakhon, continues for a total of 168 letters. It is a beautiful and poetic name, composed of ancient Pali and Sanskrit words. It describes the city as the city of angels, the great city of immortals, the magnificent city of the 9 gems, and the seat of the king. This name is officially recognized by the Guinness World Records as the longest city name in the world. While Thai people refer to the city as Krung Thep in daily life, schoolchildren are still taught to memorize the full name. It is a piece of cultural pride, a reminder of the city's grand, spiritual and royal foundations. The short, simple name of Bangkok hides a long and glorious poem. For hundreds of years, a large Buddha statue at Wat Tramit was considered pleasant, but not particularly special. It was covered in a thick layer of plaster, painted, and decorated with colored glass. It was just one of thousands of similar statues in the city. But in 1955, the temple decided to move the statue to a new building. As workers were lifting it with a crane, the ropes broke. The statue was accidentally dropped into the mud. The impact cracked the plaster. The next day, a monk noticed a glint of yellow metal through the crack. They began to carefully chip away the rest of the plaster. To their astonishment, they discovered that the entire statue underneath was made of 5.5 tons of solid gold. The plaster had been a clever disguise, likely applied centuries ago to hide the statue from invading armies. A simple accident revealed an incredible, priceless treasure. On Sathorn Road, in the middle of Bangkok's financial district, stands a building that looks like it belongs in a child's toy box. The UOB building, constructed in the 1980s, was designed to look like a giant robot. The architect was inspired by his son's toy. The building's features are unmistakable. Two large round windows near the top serve as the robot's eyes. The sides of the building have nut and bolt details that look like joints. And on its head, two long lightning rods stick up like antennae. In a neighborhood of serious corporate glass towers, the robot building is a playful and whimsical surprise. It is a piece of architecture that refuses to take itself too seriously. It's a reminder of a time of creative and optimistic design, a friendly metal giant standing guard among the skyscrapers of the city. In the northern part of Bangkok, there is a building that takes architectural novelty to another level. It is a 32-story high-rise, known simply as the Elephant Building. The name is not subtle. The entire building is explicitly designed to look like a giant elephant. The shape is abstract, but completely recognizable. Three towers are connected to form the body and legs. On one side, a cylindrical block of apartments forms the trunk. Two small windows serve as the eyes, and two yellow concrete slabs stick out as tusks. It is a bizarre and beloved landmark. The building houses offices and apartments. You can work or live inside a giant concrete elephant. It is a perfect example of a certain kind of playful postmodern Thai architecture. It's a building that is also a sculpture, a strange and unmissable feature of the city's skyline. Just outside Bangkok lies a temple that looks like something from a fantasy movie. Wat Samphan is a stunning and bizarre sight. The main temple is a 17-story, cylindrical pink tower. That alone would make it unusual. But what makes it truly extraordinary is the gigantic dragon that is wrapped around the entire building. A huge, scaly green and gold dragon sculpture coils its way from the ground all the way to the roof. Its massive head rests on the top, looking out over the surrounding countryside. The dragon is not just decoration. Its body is actually a hollow tunnel that contains a staircase, though it is not always open to the public. The temple is a surreal and powerful vision. It is a place of worship that is also a piece of monumental fantastical art, a pink tower held in the grip of a mythical beast. Tucked away in a quiet corner behind a luxury hotel in central Bangkok, is a shrine dedicated to fertility. The Chow Mei Tuk Tim Shrine is not for the easily shocked. It is filled with hundreds and hundreds of phallic carvings. These are not small, subtle symbols. They are explicit carvings of all shapes and sizes, made from wood and stone. Some are tiny, and some are as tall as a person. They are painted in bright, cheerful colors. The shrine is dedicated to a female spirit, who is believed to grant fertility. Women who are hoping to have a child come here to leave offerings. If their wish is granted, they often return and leave one of these phallic sculptures as a gift of thanks. The result is a strange and wonderful garden of symbols, a place of folk belief and hope, hidden in the heart of the modern city. The Ratchaprasong intersection is one of Bangkok's busiest and most modern commercial hubs. It is surrounded by luxury malls and five-star hotels. But many Thais believe this intersection is spiritually potent, and perhaps even cursed. During the construction of a hotel here in the 1950s, a series of mishaps and accidents occurred. The developers were told that they had angered the local land spirits. To pacify them, the famous Erawan shrine was built on the corner. The shrine is dedicated to the Hindu god of creation, Brahma. It is believed that his powerful presence helps to balance the negative energies of the intersection. The area has been the site of major political protests and strange events over the years, which only adds to its reputation. It is a place where the anxieties of the spiritual world intersect with the commerce of the modern one. In a temple on the banks of a canal, there is a shrine to Bangkok's most famous ghost. The shrine is dedicated to Mae Nak, a figure from Thai folklore whose story is known by everyone. The legend says that Mae Nak was a beautiful young woman who lived by the canal. Her husband was sent off to war. While he was away, she died during a difficult childbirth, along with her baby. But her love for her husband was so strong that her spirit refused to leave. When he returned, he found his wife and child waiting for him, not knowing they were ghosts. Her powerful spirit is still believed to linger. People come to her shrine to ask for favors, especially for help with avoiding the military draft. They leave offerings of women's clothing, cosmetics and toys for her ghost child, a strange and touching tribute to a love that was stronger than death. Lumpini Park is a peaceful green oasis in the middle of Bangkok's concrete jungle. It is a place for jogging, paddle boats and Tai Chi. It is also home to a large and slightly terrifying population of reptiles. The park is famous for its monitor lizards. These are not small creatures. Some of them are over 6 feet long. They roam freely through the park, sunbathing on the grass, and swimming in the lakes. They are a common sight, and the local people who exercise in the park seem to pay them no attention at all. A giant, dinosaur-like lizard will casually walk across a path, and a jogger will simply run around it. It is a strange and wonderful example of urban wildlife adaptation. The lizards are a wild prehistoric presence, living a peaceful life in the very heart of a modern metropolis. In Thailand, an elephant is more than just an animal. It is a symbol of power and prosperity. The most sacred of all are the white elephants. These are not actually white, and they are not albinos. They are elephants that have a paler, ashen color to their skin, and other specific physical traits according to ancient texts. They are considered the personal property of the king, and are a symbol of his royal prestige. Finding a white elephant is seen as a very auspicious sign for the kingdom. These sacred animals are not put to work. They are housed in special royal stables in and around Bangkok. They are cared for with the utmost respect. They are a living link to centuries of royal tradition, a rare and revered symbol of the monarchy's glory and the nation's good fortune. Just outside Bangkok is a market that operates with a unique sense of urgency. The Maeklong Railway Market is set up directly on top of an active train track. The vendors sell their vegetables, fruits and seafood on low stalls that are right next to the rails. Several times a day, a loud horn signals that the train is approaching. What happens next is an incredible, well-practiced performance. Within seconds, the vendors retract their awnings. They pull back their baskets of produce, just enough to clear the tracks. The train then slowly passes right through the middle of the market, its wheels just inches away from the goods. As soon as the last carriage has passed, the vendors push everything back into place, and the market returns to normal. It is a masterpiece of timing and coordination, a daily dance between commerce and the railway. For several years, a ruined shopping mall in Bangkok held a beautiful and secret world. The New World Mall was a popular place in the 1980s, but it was closed and abandoned after a fire. Its roof eventually collapsed, leaving the building open to the sky. Rainwater flooded the basement, creating a huge, deep pool. To control the mosquitoes that were breeding in the stagnant water, local people had a clever idea. They introduced a small number of fish into the flooded basement. The fish thrived. They multiplied. Over the years, the basement of the abandoned mall became a massive, secret urban aquarium. Thousands of tilapia and koi swam through the dark water, among the submerged escalators and columns. It was a strange, accidental ecosystem, a beautiful secret hidden inside a ruin. The fish have since been removed, but the story of the mall aquarium remains. At first glance, Wat Pariwat seems like a normal Buddhist temple. It has beautiful carvings and traditional decorations. But if you look very closely at the base of one of the Buddha statues, you will find a small, hidden surprise. In 1998, the temple was being renovated. The sculptor who was working on the altar was a huge fan of the Manchester United football team. As a personal tribute to his hero, he secretly added a tiny golden figure of the footballer David Beckham to the decorative base of the statue. It is a small, winged figure, holding up the altar, just like the other traditional mythical figures around it. The abbot of the temple approved of the addition, saying it would help attract younger people to the temple. The tiny Beckham remains there today, a strange and funny tribute hidden in a sacred space. Inside the Siriraj Forensic Museum, among the medical specimens, is a particularly grim and famous exhibit. It is the actual mummified remains of a man named Siki. In the 1950s, Siskli became a notorious figure in Thailand, a bogeyman accused of being a serial killer of children. After he was executed, his body was preserved through a process of mummification. For decades, his dark, withered corpse was displayed, standing upright in a glass case. It was used as a cautionary tale, a warning to children to behave. His story was told to scare them into obedience. In recent years, there has been a re-examination of his case, with many believing he was a scapegoat. After a long public debate, the body was finally removed from display and given a proper cremation in 2020, ending a strange and macabre chapter of museum history. Near the Grand Palace is a market that deals in a special kind of currency. The Taprachan amulet market is not about money, but about faith and magic. Here, thousands of tiny Buddhist amulets are bought, sold and traded. These small tablets, usually bearing an image of the Buddha or a famous monk, are believed to offer protection, good luck, or wealth. But not all amulets are created equal. The market is full of experts who use magnifying glasses to inspect them. They look for tiny details, the age of the material, and the signs of a famous maker. A rare amulet, blessed by a revered monk, can be worth a fortune, trading for thousands or even millions of dollars. It is a world of intense scrutiny and deep belief, where a tiny object held in the palm of your hand can hold immense power and value. There is a street in old Bangkok where you can go shopping for a god. Bamrung Muang Road, located near the Giant Swing, is lined almost exclusively with shops that make and sell Buddhist religious items. The sidewalks here are a surreal sight. They are crowded with giant, gleaming Buddha statues of all sizes and poses. Golden figures, fresh from the workshop, sit on the pavement, waiting to be sold to temples or wealthy patrons. The shops also sell everything else a temple might need: giant bells, ornate shrine decorations, saffron robes for monks, and elaborate wooden pulpits. Walking down this street feels like walking through a warehouse for religion. It is a strange and wonderful concentration of sacred art and commerce. It is the place where the physical objects of faith are manufactured and distributed, a whole street dedicated to the business of belief. For most of its history, Bangkok's Ayutthaya was one of the largest and most vibrant Chinatowns in the world. But it was missing something that many other Chinatowns have: a grand ceremonial gate. For centuries, there was no formal entrance to the neighborhood. This changed in 1999. To celebrate the 72nd birthday of King Bhumibol Adulyadej, a massive, ornate Chinese-style gate was built at the Odeon Circle, the traditional entrance to Ayutthaya Road. The gate was a gift from the Thai Chinese community, a symbol of their loyalty to the king and their pride in their heritage. It is a beautiful and imposing structure that now serves as the official gateway to Chinatown. It feels like it has been there forever, but it is a very modern addition, a finishing touch to a neighborhood that was already centuries old. In the heart of Siam Square, one of the most expensive shopping areas in Asia, stands a very small, very narrow building. It looks completely out of place, squeezed between its much larger neighbors. The story behind this building is a classic tale of urban stubbornness. It is said that during the 1960s, when the area was being developed into a modern shopping district, the owner of this small piece of land refused to sell. The developers of the surrounding lots wanted his land to create a larger, more unified project, but he would not budge. So they built their bigger buildings around his tiny plot. In response, he built his own tiny, multi-story building on the sliver of land he had left. It is a spite building, a physical monument to a dispute between a small landowner and big developers. A narrow tower of defiance. In Thailand, an old astrological tradition assigns a specific color to each day of the week. Monday is yellow, Tuesday is pink, Wednesday is green, and so on. For a long time, this was more than just a quaint belief. It was a visible part of public life. The late King Bhumibol Adulyadej was born on a Monday. To show their love and respect for him, many Thai people would make a special effort to wear a yellow shirt on Mondays. On some days, especially his birthday, the streets would be filled with people dressed in yellow. It was a quiet, visual expression of national unity and devotion to the monarch. While the practice is less common now, the association between the color yellow and the monarchy remains very strong. It is a beautiful system where the days of the week have their own color, and clothing becomes a way of showing respect. In the high-end shopping malls of Bangkok, you might see a peculiar sight. A well-dressed woman or man, part of the city's high-so or high society, will be pushing a baby stroller. But inside the stroller, there is no baby. Instead, a small, purebred dog is sitting comfortably on the cushions. These dogs, often tiny Pomeranians or Chihuahuas, are treated like children. They are frequently dressed in elaborate, custom-made outfits, complete with little hats or bows. The luxury malls are some of the few air-conditioned places where pets are welcome. So the city's elite bring their pampered dogs here for an outing. It is a strange and amusing glimpse into the lifestyle of the super-rich. It's a world where dogs don't walk, they are chauffeured in their own personal vehicles, a small, fluffy symbol of extreme wealth and affection. Like many places, Thailand has some old and unusual laws that are still technically on the books. While they are almost certainly never enforced, they offer a strange glimpse into the past. One of the most famous of these laws makes it illegal to leave your home without wearing underwear. It is a law about public decency that is both intimate and unenforceable. How would anyone ever know? Another old law prohibits driving any kind of vehicle while shirtless. This applies to cars, motorcycles, and even bicycles. These laws are relics from a more socially conservative time. They remain as curiosities, a source of amusement for locals and tourists alike. They are quiet, legal ghosts, reminders of a time when the government was concerned with what people were wearing, or not wearing, under their clothes and behind the wheel. In Bangkok, a tree is not always just a tree. Many people believe that large, old trees are home to powerful spirits. So, when a very old tree must be cut down to make way for a new building or a road, it is a delicate matter. You cannot simply cut it down. First, a special ceremony must be held. Monks or spirit doctors are invited to come and speak to the tree. They chant and make offerings. They respectfully ask the spirit, or nymph, residing in the tree to please move to a new home. This new home is usually another designated tree in the safety of a nearby temple. This ceremony is a way of showing respect for the natural world and the spirits within it. It is a beautiful ritual of negotiation between the needs of modern development and the beliefs of an ancient faith. In the 1990s, Bangkok's traffic was legendary for being the worst in the world. Drivers were stressed, angry, and stuck for hours. In the middle of this daily chaos, one traffic police officer became a local hero. His name was Sergeant Major Sikwansin. Instead of just waving his arms, he turned his job into a performance. He directed traffic with the grace and style of a dancer. He incorporated moves from ballet and traditional Thai dance into his signals. At the height of a global music craze, he even used the moves of the Macarena to entertain frustrated drivers. He became a local celebrity, a small point of light and humor in the middle of a citywide traffic jam. He was a reminder that even in the most stressful situations, a little bit of creativity and joy can make a big difference. The Catterday Cat Cafe in Bangkok is a popular spot for animal lovers. It is home to dozens of beautiful, well-cared-for cats that roam freely, playing with customers and sleeping on cushions. But among the living, breathing felines, there is an imposter. Hidden in plain sight is a hyper-realistic stuffed cat. It is perfectly made to look exactly like one of the real cats in the cafe. It is placed on a chair or a cushion, looking as if it is peacefully sleeping. New visitors to the cafe almost always fall for the trick. They approach the motionless cat and try to pet it, only to realize it is a fake. The staff and the regular customers watch this happen with quiet amusement. It is a small, playful secret, a silent joke that the cafe shares with its most observant guests. Far to the northeast of Bangkok, a mysterious event happens once a year on the Mekong River. It is known as the Naga Fireballs. On a specific night at the end of Buddhist Lent, glowing orbs of light are said to rise silently from the river. They look like reddish-pink bubbles of fire. They shoot up into the sky and then disappear. Hundreds of thousands of people gather on the riverbanks every year to witness the phenomenon. The local belief is that these fireballs are the breath of the Naga, a mythical serpent or dragon that lives in the river. They believe the Naga is paying its respects to the Buddha. Scientists have suggested the fireballs are caused by flammable gases bubbling up from the riverbed. But for the people who watch, it is a magical spiritual event, a mysterious and beautiful gift from the river's ancient guardian. Our walk through Bangkok is coming to an end. Wherever you've drifted to, you don't need to come back. There's nothing more to listen for tonight. Sleep well.